At the beginning of the drama, a wedding scene is shown. Here, Yao Yao receives a message from her fiancé. Yuning has cut her wrist and committed suicide. Now we have to postpone our wedding. Just then, the bride's friend Yang Yang arrives and asks her, "How can your fiancé, Shen Yan, be late even on your wedding day?" With a sad heart, Yao Yao tells her, "He is not coming." Hearing this, Yang Yang is shocked. Yao Yao stands up and tells Yang Yang, "Now whether Shen Yan comes or not doesn't matter, because I don't want to marry him anymore." Yao Yao then runs away from the wedding venue. In the next scene, Mr. Fu is sitting in his car. His assistant asks, "Will you attend this wedding of the Shen family?" Mr. Fu replies, "No need, let's go." But just then, Mr. Fu notices the bride running away from the venue. Meanwhile, a news broadcast plays on the radio. Mr. Shen did not show up for his own wedding. Seeing Yao Yao, Mr. Fu remembers, "She is my childhood friend, the one I once promised never to leave and to always stand by." Mr. Fu then tells his driver, "Follow her." The driver speeds up, and suddenly, Yao Yao falls in front of the car. Mr. Fu steps out of the car and extends his hand toward Yao Yao. She grabs his hand, stands up and says, "How are you helping me? I fell because of you." Hearing this, Mr. Fu picks Yao Yao up in his arms and takes her to the hospital. After seating her on the hospital bed, Mr. Fu tells Yao Yao, "If you feel any pain, just call out. I'll be right outside." Seeing Mr. Fu's behavior, his assistant says, "Mr. Fu, I've never seen you this serious about a girl before. Do you two know each other?" Mr. Fu replies, "Yes, I've known this girl for a very long time. Make sure she doesn't find out anything about me." Then the doctor examines Yao Yao and tells Mr. Fu, "The patient is completely fine." Yao Yao tries to grab her sandals, but Mr. Fu helps her put them on with his own hands. Yao Yao says, "Thank you, but why are you still here?" Mr. Fu responds, "I apologize for everything that happened today. In exchange for my mistake, you can ask me for anything." Yao Yao replies, "No." At this moment, the assistant says, "But Mr. Fu never accepts favors from anyone. If you need anything, you can let him know." Yao Yao answers, "Thank you, but I don't need anything." As soon as she tries to get up from the bed, she starts to fall, but Mr. Fu catches her. Looking at her, Mr. Fu says, "I can marry you as compensation for my mistake." Hearing this, Yao Yao immediately pushes his hand away. Mr. Fu says, "Miss Yao Yao, don't reject this offer so quickly. I know today was supposed to be your wedding, but your groom, Mr. Shen, abandoned you on your wedding day and ran away. Now everyone knows about it. So what's your future plan now?" Yao Yao replies, "Why does that matter to you?" Mr. Fu responds, "It matters because no one will remember that Mr. Shen ran away from the wedding. Instead, people will laugh at how Miss Yao Yao was abandoned by her husband on her wedding day. If you think about it, in such a situation, you should protect your family from this disgrace. Besides, I urgently need a wife." Just then, Yao Yao receives a call from Mr. Shen. After seeing it, she responds, "Fine." Mr. Fu says, "Very good. Keep in mind that my assistant has recorded our entire conversation, so you can't change your decision now. After you are discharged from the hospital tomorrow, we will go to the civil affairs office together." Saying this, Mr. Fu starts to leave. Yao Yao asks, "But what is your name?" Mr. Fu turns around and replies, "Fu Deyangcheng." Just then, Yao Yao receives another call from Mr. Shen. He asks, "Why aren't you answering my calls, Yao Yao? Are you okay? I'm still in the hospital with Yuning." In response, Yao Yao says, "I have nothing to do with you anymore, Shen. Don't call me again." Then she cuts the call. In the next scene, we see that Mr. Fu brings some clothes for Yao Yao. Yao Yao asks, "What is this?" Mr. Fu replies, "You probably need to wear uninfected clothes, and we are also getting late." Hearing this, Yao Yao says, "All right, I'll go change." After a while, Yao Yao also comes out after changing. Then Mr. Fu lifts Yao Yao in his arms and carries her out of the hospital. Yao Yao says, "Put me down, this feels weird. I can walk on my own." Mr. Fu responds, "Your feet need rest, so stay quiet and remain in my arms." Just then, they come face to face with Mr. Shen. Mr. Shen says, "Put her down. You don't know who I am." Mr. Fu replies, "Shen Yan, owner of the Shen Group." Mr. Shen says, "Good. If you already know about me, then you should also know that she is my fiancée." Mr. Fu replies, "But now she is mine." Mr. Shen says, "Yao Yao, tell him whose fiancé you really are." Yao Ma tells Mr. Fu to put her down and says, "I already made everything clear to Shen over the phone. After all, it was your decision to abandon me on our wedding day, and you have no right to bring disgrace to my family." Saying this, Yao Yao leaves with Mr. Fu. Mr. Shen's assistant says to him, "You can't go after them." Seeing all this, Mr. Shen gets angry and calls someone on the phone saying, "I need your help. I need all the information on one man as soon as possible. In the next scene, at the Civil Affairs office, Yao Yao is shocked after seeing President Mr. Fu's documents and thinks he's extremely rich. Mr. Fu says to her, I don't want to wait any longer for my marriage. Yao Yao stamps their marriage document and asks, Are we a couple now? Mr. Fu responds, Yes. Now let's go home. Yao Yao says what? Mr. Fu replies, Today is our wedding day, and I can't leave you alone in an empty room. In the next scene, Mr. Fu carries Yao Yao in his arms and takes her to his home. As soon as the door opens, all the staff members greet him, saying, Hello, sir. Seeing so many people, Yao Yao asks Mr. Fu to put her down and says, Are you going to ask me for money now? Mr. Fu replies, Yes, absolutely. Saying this, Mr. Fu takes Yao Yao inside the house and brings her to his mother. Mr. Fu says, Mom, this is my wife. Are you happy now? Mr. Fu's mother says, Isn't 20 years old a bit too young? Mr. Fu replies, 22. Mr. Fu's mother says, Only 22, and you're already 30. You really trapped a beautiful girl. Hearing this, the household staff starts laughing. Mr. Fu's mother then asks, What's your name? Where are you from? Yao Yao replies, I am from the capital. My name is Yao Yao. Hearing this, Mr. Fu's mother is shocked. You are the same Yao Yao who left Mr. Shen at the altar and ran away? If our board of directors finds out about this, what will you tell them? Mr. Fu says, That's not true, Mom. Mr. Shen was not worthy of Yao Yao, but I recognize the value of this gem. Then Mr. Fu's mother gives Yao Yao a bracelet and says, This is our family heirloom given to the new daughter-in-law. It belongs to you now. Yao Yao says, No, Auntie. This is too expensive. I can't take it. But Mr. Fu takes the bracelet from his mother's hands and puts it on Yao Yao himself. Yao Yao presents the contract and says, If we stay together for 2 years, we will continue. Otherwise, we will break up. Mr. Fu signs the contract and says, If you break up with me, that's my problem. But 2 rules will be added. If I cheat, all my property will be yours. But if you cheat, you will give me 1 billion. Yao Yao says, Okay, and what's the second rule? Mr. Fu says, Second, since we are husband and wife, we will live like a normal couple. Hearing this, starts taking off her dress. Mr. Fu says, What are you doing? Not today. Health protection is also important. Some other time. Yao Yao says, Okay, and leaves. In the next scene, Yuning says to her dad, Dad, how did you let the Wen family become a joke? Just then, Mr. Fu and Yao Yao arrive. Mr. Fu says, Seems like we came at the wrong time. Yao Yao's mom asks, Who are you? Mr. Fu replies, Your son-in-law. Yao Yao's dad says, I don't know your intentions, but don't think of taking advantage of the Wen family. Mr. Fu replies, I don't even like this family. Yao Yao's grandfather arrives and says to Mr. Fu, Come with me. I need to talk to you alone. Mr. Fu leaves with him. In the next scene, Yuning comes to Yao Yao. Yao Yao asks, Why are you here? Yuning replies, I'm waiting for Mr. Shen. By the way, if Mr. Shen leaves you, just trap a new rich old man. Yao Yao says, Since childhood, you always wanted everything I had because you are my stepsister. Yuning says, You left this house, so I'm the real daughter. You should leave. Just then, seeing Mr. Shen, Yuning pretends to fall. Yuning says, Sister, why did you push me? Yao Yao replies, You hurt me, not the other way around. Mr. Shen rushes over and says, Yao Yao, Yuning is sick. Don't do this to her. Yao Yao says, You can't stop me, and pushes Yuning. Just then, Mr. Fu arrives and asks, Who's fighting? Yao Yao calls Shen crazy. Mr. Fu says, Need help? I'm good at fighting. Shen says, Who do you think you are? Fu replies, Yao Yao is my wife, so I have the right. Shen and Mr. Fu start fighting. Mr. Shen says, Grandpa, why do you love a person like him? And leaves with Yuning. Yao Yao asks, What did grandfather say? Mr. Fu replies that Yao Yao is very brave. Mr. Fu tries to kiss Yao Yao. Yao Yao says, Not here. Your phone is ringing. Mr. Fu replies, It's your phone. On the call, it's Yao Yao's friend. Yao Yao says, I have to go see my friend, and leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao's friend asks, How is Mr. Fu? Does he have any connection with Mr. Shen? Did your parents agree? Yao Yao replies, Why do I need their permission? Her friend says, Mr. Shen's family must have forced him to run away from the wedding. Are you going to work at the Shen group now? Yao Yao says, No, I'll resign. Her friend says, Forget this job. Let's go. Suddenly, Mr. Shen arrives and grabs Yao Yao's hand and says, Yao Yao, I love you. Yao Yao pulls her hand away. Mr. Shen says, Make me your temporary husband. Yao Yao slaps him and tells him to stay away. Just then, Mr. Fu arrives and tells Mr. Shen, "You are scaring my wife." Mr. Shen says, "She is just using you to make me angry. She will come back." Mr. Fu replies, "You are overconfident." Mr. Shen says, "We were together for 8 years. She won't stay with you." Mr. Fu replies, "You don't deserve her. And this is my last warning. Stay away from us." In the next scene, Yuji asks, "How did Yuning get hurt?" Yuning replies, "Yao Yao did it." Yuji makes a call and says, "Find someone who can help immediately." Meanwhile, Mr. Fu drinks alcohol while recalling Shen's words. Just then, Yao Yao arrives. Mr. Fu stands up and asks, "Who were you with? Answer me." Yao Yao replies, "With a friend." Fu asks, "Was there someone else?" Yao Yao says, "No." Mr. Fu says, "Yao Yao, I will protect you." Yao Yao replies, "You can't always protect me." Then Mr. Fu takes Yao Yao to the bed while kissing her. In the next scene, Yao Yao wakes up in the morning, reads a message, and smiles. As she steps out of the house, she gets kidnapped. One kidnapper asks, "Is this the eldest daughter of the Wen family?" The other kidnapper says, "Yes, hurry up." Yao Yao and Yuning both get kidnapped. Yuning says, "I wasn't supposed to be taken." A kidnapper asks, "Who is the eldest daughter?" Yao Yao says, "She is." Yuning denies it. Yao Yao tells the kidnappers, "This girl is Mr. Shen's girlfriend. You'll get a lot of money for her." Yuji speaks to the kidnappers and says, "Dad, Yuning and Yao Yao have been kidnapped. The kidnappers are demanding 5 million. Yao Yao's dad is shocked. Yuji says, "This is all Yao Yao's doing. She must have planned this to get Yuning killed." Mr. Shen says, "I will pay the money. Just save Yuning." Meanwhile, assistant tells Mr. Fu, "Madam has been missing since morning. No location found. Only her phone was found." Mr. Fu says, "Inform the police and find her." The kidnappers laugh at both girls. Just then, Mr. Shen arrives. Yuning says, "I knew you would come." Mr. Shen says, "Take the money and release them." The kidnappers release Yuning. Yuning tells Shen, "Let's go." Mr. Shen tells Yao Yao, "Marry me and I'll save you." Yao Yao refuses, and Mr. Shen leaves. Yao Yao screams as the kidnappers harass her. Just then, Mr. Fu arrives, hits the kidnappers with a stick, and says, "Sorry, Yao Yao, I am late." In next scene, the assistant says, "The kidnappers are in jail. The Wen family is behind this." Mr. Fu says, "Keep Yao Yao away from the Wen family." Just then, Yao Yao opens her eyes. Mr. Fu says, "Are you okay? I'm here with you." The assistant leaves the room. Mr. Fu says, "From now on, you'll take care of yourself." The phone rings. Mr. Fu answers, "Yes, Mom. Yao Yao is completely fine. I will take care of her." Yao Yao steps out of the room and asks Mr. Fu to come outside. Just then, the Wen family arrives. Yao Yao's dad raises his hand to slap her, but Mr. Fu stops him. Mr. Fu says, "Uncle, you cannot hit her." Yao Yao's dad says, "I don't know how you impressed her grandfather, but you can never come close to me." Yao Yao's mom asks, "Are you okay, Yao Yao? How did this all happen?" Yao Yao says, "Ask Yuning." Mr. Shen says, "Uncle Wen, the kidnappers wanted to kill both Yao Yao and Yuning." Yao Yao's mom asks, "Why was this hidden from us?" Yao Yao says, "You never trusted me since childhood, and even today, you don't." She walks away, and then Mr. Fu tells her to rest. In the next scene, Yao Yao arrives at the office. People whisper as they see her. Yuning says, "Why are you here?" "This office belongs to me." Yao Yao replies, "Keep it. I'm here to resign." Just then, Mr. Shen grabs Yao Yao and drags her outside. Yuning tells the staff to leave. Mr. Shen says, "Yao Yao, stop this drama." Yao Yao replies, "I just came to resign." Mr. Shen says, "But I won't let you go." Yao Yao says, "You didn't even save me from the kidnappers." Mr. Shen says, "Because you broke my heart. Whatever Fu can do for you, I can do too." Yao Yao says, "Keep Mr. Fu out of your plans." Then she walks away. In the next scene, Yao Yao tells her friend, "I never thought Mr. Shen would behave like this." Her friend responds, "But who is Mr. Fu?" Yao Yao replies, "I don't know either." Then her friend says, "Could he be President Fu? Keep an eye on him. And we received an invitation to a dance competition. You should go." In the next scene, Yu Ning is getting ready for her dance performance. Just then, Yao Yao enters. Yu Ning's friend, shocked, says, "Didn't you quit dancing?" Yao Yao tells her to stay away and pushes her. Yu Ning, furious, says, "How can you dance again after years? Are you here to make a mockery of the Wen family?" Yao Yao replies, "I was invited." But Yu Ning's friend fights with her and throws her out of the changing room. Outside, Yao Yao bumps into Mr. Fu. At that moment, Yao Yao is crying. Mr. Fu asks, "What happened?" Yao Yao, feeling down, says, "I can't dance." Mr. Fu picks her up in his arms and says, "Come on, we need to get ready." Then Mr. Fu helps Yao Yao get ready and asks, "Are you still scared?" After that, he says over the phone, "Our dance will be first." Yao Yao asks, "Who are you?" Mr. Fu smiles and says, "Your husband. Trust me and don't be afraid." Meanwhile, Yu Ning's friend, panicking, says, "Yu Ning, your dance has been cancelled." At that moment, Mr. Fu and Yao Yao enter the hall and dance together. Everyone applauds them. Then, a businessman praises them both and says, "Miss Yao Yao, your necklace is beautiful. Who designed it?" Yao Yao replies, "I designed it myself." Mr. Fu steps forward and says, "Here, take her business card." Just then, Mr. Shen arrives. Yao Yao, nervous, says, "I should go." Mr. Fu stops her and says, "Let's go home together." Later, Yao Yao is talking to her friend on the phone. Just then, Yu Ning arrives and mockingly says, "I feel so bad for you. You married such a useless guy. You need his permission for everything." Yao Yao replies, "At the party, everyone looked at us, not you. Now get out of my way." Yu Ning angrily says, "Why don't you stay away from Mr. Shen?" Yao Yao responds, "I'm not interested in him. Look inside. He's flirting with girls at the party." Just then, the businessman thanks Mr. Fu for coming. Yao Yao thinks to herself, "Mr. Fu must be a rich man." But just then, Mr. Shen takes Yao Yao away. Yao Yao, angry, says, "You're not in your senses, Shen." Mr. Shen, emotional, says, "Yao Yao, don't you have feelings for me? Don't you remember our love?" Yao Yao replies, "No, I don't." But Mr. Shen tries to persuade her and says, "Stay with me. I'll do anything for you." Yao Yao responds, "Stop dreaming. There's nothing between us." Mr. Shen angrily asks, "Is that Fu better than me? We were together for 8 years. Remember?" Then Yao Yao slaps Mr. Shen and says, "Mr. Fu is better, richer, smarter, and more caring than you." Saying this, she leaves. After that, Mr. Fu catches Yao Yao. Yao Yao asks, "Fu, is that you?" Mr. Fu replies, "How did you know?" Yao Yao says, "I remember your scent. When did you come?" Mr. Fu responds, "When you were praising me." Yao Yao asks, "Are you President Fu?" Mr. Fu says, "No, I don't know him. I'm just a normal guy. I have a decent salary." Yao Yao says, "Okay, don't lie to me. Understood?" Mr. Fu smiles and says, "Never." Just then, the businessman arrives and says, "You two look great together. I loved your jewelry. We will definitely work together in the future." Yao Yao excitedly says, "I started a new business. This is my personal design." Then Mr. Fu and Yao Yao thank him and leave. In the next scene, Yu Ning wakes Mr. Shen up. Mr. Shen, drunk, says, "Yu Ning, you're here." Yu Ning replies, "Come on, let's go home," and takes Mr. Shen with her. At home, Yao Yao sees a bracelet. She asks Mr. Fu, "Whose is this?" Mr. Fu replies, "In childhood, I loved a girl. I wanted to give her this gift, but she went far away." Hearing this, Yao Yao asks, "What was she like?" Mr. Fu says, "Very beautiful, but now she's married. Her husband is a good man." Yao Yao asks, "How do you know? And what if she gets divorced?" Mr. Fu says, "That won't happen." Then he kisses Yao Yao and says, "I have work to do. Go to sleep." After this, Mr. Fu's mom says, "Fu, come here. Aren't you planning for a baby? And what kind of contract is this? It says that Yao Yao doesn't want a baby." To this, Mr. Fu says, "Mom, I know about the contract. This is our personal matter." And he leaves from there. Then Mr. Fu goes to Yao Yao in the bedroom and says, "I have waited for you for years, and I will wait until you say yes to having a baby yourself." Meanwhile, in the next scene, Yu Ning is sleeping with Mr. Shen. Just then, in his sleep, Mr. Shen takes Yao Yao's name. Seeing this, Yu Ning says, "Shen, wake up." At that moment, Mr. Shen, seeing Yu Ning, gets startled and says, "How are you here?" Then he recalls the events of the night. Then Yu Ning says, "Shen, I love you," and leaves from there crying. After that, Mr. Shen's mom says, "Forget Yao Yao, start a new life with Yu Ning." Meanwhile, while hitting the box, Mr. Shen finds the designs made by Yao Yao. On the other hand, Yao Yao is thinking about the night, when suddenly Mr. Fu says, "Yao Yao, tie my tie, carefully." As Yao Yao ties the tie, Mr. Fu suddenly kisses her. Seeing this, Yao Yao says, "What are you doing?" To this, Mr. Fu says, "Can't I even play with my wife?" Then Yao Yao hugs Mr. Fu and Mr. Fu says, "Yu Ji had you kidnapped." At that moment, Yao Yao says, "I know." Then looking into her eyes, Mr. Fu says, "I am always with you, just trust me." Hearing this, Yao Yao starts thinking about Mr. Fu's first love. In the next scene, Yao Yao is checking some papers in the office and calls Mr. Shen. Shen, what do you want to do with my designs? To this, Mr. Shen says, I have the rights to the design company. At that moment, Yao Yao's friend, panicking, says, I'll come back later. But Yao Yao stops her and says, come back. Tell me, what happened? To this, Yao Yao's friend says, our designs are with Mr. Shen. What will we do? Then, Yao Yao says, I will talk to Shen, and goes straight to Mr. Shen. Meanwhile, as soon as Mr. Shen sees her, he says, look how your designs look on the wall. To this, Yao Yao angrily says, what kind of joke is this, Shen? Mr. Shen says, I told you you would beg me. At this, Yao Yao, enraged, says, what do you want? These are all my designs. Then Mr. Shen says, I want you back. Become my assistant. But Yao Yao angrily says, I am ashamed of a person like you. To this, Mr. Shen says, you weren't like this before. Then Mr. Shen calls the businessmen present in the hall and shows them the designs. Who would you like to work with? The businessman, looking at the designs, says, these designs are very unique. Ms. Yao Yao, was this the design you wore at the party? Then Yao Yao clarifies, I used to be in Shen's company before. These are all my old designs. We don't work together anymore. The businessman asks, but what is the story behind these designs? At this, Yao Yao, feeling emotional, says, all of these are inspired by my childhood. Hearing this, the businessman applauds Yao Yao and offers to work with her, also saying, I don't like people who steal others' work. Hearing this, Mr. Shen angrily says, did you call me a thief? To this, the businessman says, Mr. Fu sent all these designs last night. I just wanted to see their inspiration. Hearing this, Mr. Shen leaves from there angrily. Then, the businessman looks at Yao Yao and says, I have sent the detailed email. You are lucky to have a partner like Mr. Fu. In the next scene, Mr. Shen says to Yao Yao, what do you think? You have won? I won't leave you. To this, Yao Yao says, don't even dare. I will ruin your entire family. Stay away from me and Fu. Mr. Shen says, Yao Yao, you have changed? But Yao Yao says, I am not weak anymore. A girl like Yu Ning is perfect for you. Then, Yao Yao calls Mr. Fu on the phone and says, Fu, can you come? To this, Mr. Fu smiles and says, are you missing me? But Yao Yao directly says, I need to talk about the design. Meanwhile, the assistant says to Mr. Fu, your friend Ms. Feng has arrived, but no one went to pick her up from the airport. At this, Mr. Fu says to Yao Yao, I have to go urgently. Don't wait for me. Then Mr. Fu tells the assistant, Feng must be angry. Go pick her up. In the next scene, Mr. Shen's mom says to Yu Ning, you are perfect to become the daughter-in-law of the Shen family. This wedding dress suits you perfectly. Then Mr. Shen arrives, and Yu Ning opens the door. Mr. Shen says, Yu Ning, I know you orchestrated the kidnapping. After this, Yu Ning's mom says, don't talk to Yu Ning like that. She is your future wife. But Mr. Shen says, never. Then Yu Ning's dad says, she is the daughter of the Wen family. You cannot break the engagement like this repeatedly. Upon this, Mr. Shen shows Uncle Wen proof that Yu Ning orchestrated the kidnapping. Then Yu Ji says, Dad, don't be angry. I did all this. Therefore, Yu Ning's mom and dad say, you must apologize to Yao Yao. But Yu Ji says, Yao Yao is not my sister. My only sister is Yu Ning. Upon this, Yu Ning says to Shen, forgive Yu Ji. But Mr. Shen says, but what about you? You were also involved with him. Upon this, Yu Ning says, are you suspecting me? Then Shen's mom says, Yu Ning is a good girl. She cannot do such a thing. But Mr. Shen says, Mom, Yao Yao has told me everything. Upon this, Yu Ning says, you don't trust me. Therefore, Yu Ning's dad says, Yu Ji, you did all this. You apologize to Yao Yao, otherwise your relationship with the Wen family is over. Upon this, Yu Ji angrily says, okay, Dad. Meanwhile, Yao Yao in the office thinks about Mr. Fu's first love. In the next scene, everyone is having dinner together and Yao Yao enters. So Yao Yao says to Yu Ning, congratulations for your and Mr. Shen's wedding. Upon this, Yu Ning says, Yao Yao, if you want, I won't get married. But Yao Yao says, Yu Ning, don't create this drama now. Tell me, why was I called here? Then Yao Yao's dad says, we know Yu Ji had you kidnapped. Upon this, Yao Yao says, I have forgiven him. So Yao Yao's dad says, don't tell anyone this, otherwise the Wen family will be disgraced. But Yao Yao says, you never considered me part of the Wen family, you only troubled me. Upon this, Yao Yao's mom says, Yao Yao, you also misunderstood your brother Yu Ji. But Yao Yao says Yu Ji hates me. Upon this, Yu Ning gestures towards Yuji and says to Yao Yao, Yuji has apologized, what do you want now? Upon this, Yao Yao laughs and Yuji stands up and says, be grateful I didn't kill you, and leaves. So Yao Yao says to everyone, so if your drama's over, I'm leaving. Upon this, Yao Yao's dad calls Yao Yao a useless girl, and Yao Yao leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao bumps into a drunkard who is rude to her. Then a girl grabs the drunkard and pushes him down and asks, are you all right? And takes Yao Yao aside and tells her to be quiet, and says, I am hiding from my family now, because they keep sending me to the hostel. Upon this, Yao Yao says, not everyone has such a friend, such a family. Therefore, that girl asks Yao Yao to come with her. Then Mr. Fu and his assistant arrive and say, you two together? Upon this, the assistant says, Miss Yao Yao, this is Miss Feng, Mr. Fu's friend. Upon this, Feng says, Fu, you got married. Upon this, Mr. Fu says, let's talk at home. But Yao Yao says, no, I'm not coming. Therefore, Feng says, don't be angry, let's go to the party. So Feng gives everyone masks and says, Fu, Yao Yao was harassed by a drunkard here. Upon this, Mr. Fu says, don't come to such places again. What if something had happened to you both? But Yao Yao says, it was my mistake. Feng helped me, but I'm angry with you. Saying this, she goes to the washroom with Feng. Upon this, Feng says, it's very shocking that Fu got married suddenly. He doesn't do things like that. Upon this, Yao Yao asks, how long have you two known each other? Upon this, Feng says, since childhood, but I went abroad for studies, but I know Fu. There must be some reason for the marriage. Upon this, Yao Yao says, maybe you don't know. Feng says, let's leave this. Let's enjoy the party. And as soon as both of them enter the party, the lights go out. In the dark, Mr. Fu grabs Feng's hand instead of Yao Yao's. Seeing this, Yao Yao feels bad and thinks Feng is Mr. Fu's childhood love and angrily leaves the party. Mr. Fu asks his assistant, where has Yao Yao gone? Upon this, the assistant says, she left angrily. So Feng says, we should go find her. But Mr. Fu says, no, I will go to her alone. In the next scene, Yao Yao's dad says to Yuji, because of you, we had to be ashamed in front of Yao Yao. Then Yuji says, but Dad, Yao Yao started the fight. Upon this, Mr. Shen says, you were the one who made the first mistake, Yuji. Then Yu Ning says, she also didn't behave properly with Yuji, Dad. I apologize on Yuji's behalf. Upon this, Mr. Shen says, let it be. Therefore, Yu Ning's dad says to Yuji, you will have to apologize. Hearing this, Yuji leaves angrily. Yao Yao is alone in the basement. Then the car's lights fall on her. In the car, Yuji drives fast to kill Yao Yao, but Mr. Fu saves Yao Yao, and Mr. Fu gets injured. Seeing this, Yao Yao starts crying and faints. Upon regaining consciousness, Yao Yao is in the hospital. So the assistant says, ma'am, rest. Mr. Fu is fine and has left. Upon this, Yao Yao misses Mr. Fu and starts crying and says, why don't you tell me the truth? I want to know the truth. Then Mr. Fu comes there and hugs Yao Yao and says, I am still injured. Upon this, Yao Yao says, sorry, I forgot about your injury, but tell me, why did you marry me? Upon this, Mr. Fu says, I liked you the first time. We just met in a slightly strange situation. Yao Yao says, so you really don't know President Fu? So Mr. Fu says, absolutely not. Then Yao Yao agrees with Mr. Fu. Then the assistant says, Yuji is spreading false news about Yao Yao in the media. Upon this, Mr. Fu asks Yao Yao to remain calm. Then Yao Yao's friend says on call, there's good news. There's going to be an auction in which only a few brands participate. We have been invited this year. Upon this, Yao Yao says, but should we go to such a big event? There will be media there. So Yao Yao's friend says, we should go, forget the media. Yao Yao says, but Mr. Fu? Upon this, Yao Yao's friend says, Mr. Fu loves you. He will surely agree. In the next scene, the media is talking to Yu Ning and Mr. Shen. Then Yao Yao arrives there with Mr. Fu and says to Yu Ning, you people are claiming my design as your own here. Upon this, Mr. Fu says, let it be, let's go inside. Inside the auction, Mr. Shen bids 50 million for the jewelry. For the next jewelry, Mr. Fu bids 55 million and says to Yao Yao, this is for you. Then Mr. Shen bids 60 million, and Mr. Fu buys the jewelry for 100 million and asks Yao Yao to come outside. Yao Yao's dad is sitting down in front of the media. The media people are talking about the day of the kidnapping. Upon this, Yao Yao asks, what's happening? Upon this, Mr. Fu says, forgive, Dad. But Yao Yao says, this is my matter, and starts lifting her dad. Then Yu Ning says, stay away from Dad. Then Yao Yao's dad says, "No, Yuning. Yao Yao is my daughter. She must forgive me." Yao Yao says, "You all came here to insult me. You separated me from my family, never considered me your own." So Yuning says, "What do you want? Dad will sit here." Yao Yao says, "You are sitting here to show the media, not for me," and leaves. Upon this, Yao Yao's dad says, "What else do we have to do to apologize?" And a boy standing there smiles while watching all this. In the car, Mr. Fu and his assistant are talking about the auction. Then Yao Yao comes and says, "Why didn't you tell me all this before?" Upon this, Mr. Fu says, "I am sorry." Yao Yao says, "Sorry. I also took out my anger on Dad on you." So Mr. Fu says, "You should forgive them too." But Yao Yao says, "I don't want to talk about this." Upon this, Mr. Fu says, "I bought a bracelet like Mom's for you. I want to give you every happiness." Upon this, Yao Yao also says sorry, and both hug. In the next scene, Yao Yao's mom applies medicine to her dad. Then Yuji says, "Dad, you shouldn't have apologized. Yao Yao doesn't deserve it." Yao Yao's mom says, "Don't talk like that about your sister." Then Yu Ning says, "Don't think about Yao Yao. I won't let the Wen family be disgraced. The jewelry competition is in 2 days. I will also participate." But Mr. Shen says, "Yao Yao wins every year." Yu Ning says, "Watch, I will definitely win for the Wen family." Mr. Shen says all the best to Yu Ning and leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao and Yu Ning show their designs in the competition. But everyone says Yao Yao's design is a copy of Yu Ning's design. Yao Yao thinks, "Since childhood, Dad and Yuzi have accused me of stealing while Yu Ning always copied me." Then Yao Yao's friend says, "Say something, Yao Yao." Yao Yao says, "Maybe our designs are the same, but my concept is different and inspired by love." Meanwhile, Mr. Fu thinks, "This design is inspired by my love. Yao Yao still hasn't forgotten our friendship." Then Yao Yao says, "Yuning's design is very old, but my design will always shine like love. My design is not a copy, but I made 2 designs for the competition. My second design shows love and protection, which will always make your love feel safe." After that, everyone claps, and Yao Yao's friend praises Yao Yao. Then Yao Yao says, "Now we will definitely win." Then Mr. Shen asks her to come with him, but Mr. Fu says, "Sorry, Shen, let's leave the couple alone," and leaves. In the next scene, Mr. Fu tries to kiss Yao Yao, but Yao Yao says, "Not here. What if someone sees us?" Mr. Fu says, "So what?" Yao Yao says, "Even if you weren't here, I wouldn't go with Mr. Shen." Mr. Fu says, "I'm not jealous of him. I completely trust you, and I love you so much that you can't go anywhere." Yao Yao laughs and they hug. Yao Yao asks, "Do you want to know the story of my design?" Mr. Fu says, "I will ask when the right time comes." And both smile. Then Yu Ning sees the news praising Yao Yao on her phone and says on the phone, "Hello, I need your help. You will get as much money as you want," and does some planning. In the next scene, Yao Yao is in the office and asks her friend, "What happened?" Her friend says, "News about you is spreading in the media and they are removing you from the competition." Yao Yao asks, "What happened now?" Yao Yao's friend says, "Everyone is saying you cheated." Then the competition people call Yao Yao to the office and push her. Then Yao Yao again thinks about her childhood, where her mom also didn't trust her. But then Mr. Fu takes care of Yao Yao and takes her home. Then the assistant says, "Sir, why don't you tell Miss Yao Yao who you are?" Mr. Fu says, "I'm afraid, what if she thinks my love is a lie?" The assistant says, "But Miss Yao Yao is not like Feng." Mr. Fu says, "Yes, Yao Yao has always been different." Saying this, Mr. Fu kisses Yao Yao while she is sleeping. Then Yao Yao wakes up and says, "Mom, I didn't cheat." Mr. Fu asks, "What happened?" Yao Yao says, "I danced since childhood. Everyone said I cheated, and my teacher Lili Yan expelled me. I can never forget this." Mr. Fu says, "I'm always with you. Now you rest." After that, Mr. Fu meets Lili Yan. Lili Yan says, "Yao Yao insulted dance, broke trust." Mr. Fu says, "You also have a daughter, right?" Lili Yan nervously says, "Don't do anything to my daughter." Meanwhile, Yao Yao gets up from her bed and starts looking for Mr. Fu. Then Mr. Fu says, "What happened?" Yao Yao says, "I was scared. It seemed like you were injured." Mr. Fu says, "Nothing happened to me. Check my hands." Yao Yao says, "Did you have a fight?" Mr. Fu smiles and says, "Do I look like that to you?" Yao Yao says, "No." Mr. Fu says, "I fight differently. Don't worry. Everything will be fine tomorrow." And both hug. While sleeping, Yao Yao dreams of her childhood where she is with Mr. Fu and promises never to be separated. Suddenly, Yao Yao wakes up and looks for Mr. Fu, who is painting outside. Then Yao Yao asks, "Tell me the truth, who are you?" Mr. Fu says, "Your husband. Who else?" But Yao Yao says, "No, this is not true." Then Yao Yao's friend calls, "Yao Yao, where are you? Quickly see the news." Yao Yao asks in shock, "What happened?" Yao Yao's friend says, "Teacher Lily Yan has told the truth. Check the news." Then Yao Yao looks at the phone, and then Mr. Fu asks her to come. Then Lily Yan says to Mr. Fu, "I have told the whole truth." Mr. Fu says, "But why did you accuse Yao Yao of cheating?" Lily Yan says, "I needed money and someone gave me money to remove Yao Yao from dance." Hearing this, Mr. Fu says, "Because of you, Yao Yao never danced again." Lily Yan says, "I did it all for money. I needed it for my daughter's treatment. Would I let her die?" But Mr. Fu says, "You were a teacher. You shouldn't have done wrong to Yao Yao." Lily Yan says, "I know, but at that time it seemed right to me. But now my daughter is very sick." And Lily Yan starts crying. Then Yao Yao comes and says, "Your daughter is fine." Lily Yan says, "I did a lot wrong to you. Forgive me." Yao Yao says, "Absolutely not. I recorded everything. She will also know what kind of greedy woman her mother is." In the next scene, Yao Yao's dad and Yu Ning watch the news on TV. Yao Yao has been taken back into the competition, and she has won. The accusation of cheating in the dance competition years ago has also been proven false. Hearing this, Yao Yao's dad slaps Yu Ning and says, "We loved you so much. Sent you abroad to study, but you betrayed everyone." Yu Ning's mom says, "Stop it, you can't raise your hand on your daughter." But Yu Ning's dad says, "I didn't know. Yu Ning did so much wrong to Yao Yao. How could you do so badly to Yao Yao?" Yu Ning's mom says, "Yu Ning knows she did wrong. Yu Ning go, you go out." Yu Ning goes out and Mr. Shen meets her outside. Yu Ning says, "Why did you come here?" Mr. Shen says, "Are there any more lies you have told?" Yu Ning says, "I wanted to help the Shen company. I did everything for our love. Forgive me." Mr. Shen says, "But I never told you to do all this. You always did wrong. This time, you also stole the design." Yu Ning says, "Shen, please listen to me." And Shen leaves Yu Ning. In the next scene, Yao Yao says to Mr. Fu, "You always supported me," and hugs Mr. Fu and says, "Thank you." Mr. Fu says, "Don't be so affectionate. If you really want to say thank you, then you have to do something." Yao Yao says, "Shut up anyway. Even though you are so busy, you give me time, you stay with me." Mr. Fu says, "Yes, that's right, but you are important." Yao Yao laughs and says, "By the way, thank you for everything." Mr. Fu says, "Did you give Lily Yan's recording to her daughter?" Yao Yao says, "No, I said that so that Lily Yan feels her mistake." Mr. Fu says, "You are smart." Yao Yao says, "I learned everything from you." Mr. Fu says, "Why don't you learn other things?" Yao Yao says, "What?" And Mr. Fu kisses her. Then Yao Yao sees Mr. Fu's mom and pushes Mr. Fu away. Mr. Fu's mom says, "Did I disturb you?" Yao Yao shyly runs away, and Mr. Fu also gets nervous. Mr. Fu's mom says, "I made soup for you, drink it." Mr. Fu says, "Mom, I will drink it upstairs," and leaves. Yao Yao thinks on the bed, "Why am I getting nervous?" and sends a voice note to her friend. "Mr. Fu's mom saw us kissing. I'm feeling strange." Then Mr. Fu comes into the room. "What are you doing?" Yao Yao says, "Nothing, I'm sitting." Mr. Fu says, "Get up quickly, I'm gonna take a bath." Yao Yao says, "I'll go too." Mr. Fu says, "Together? What happened to you?" Yao Yao says, No, what am I saying?" And Mr. Fu laughs and leaves. Then Yao Yao starts drinking the soup brought by Mr. Fu. In the next scene, Yao Yao's friend laughs at her actions. Then Yao Yao says, "Please don't laugh." But Yao Yao's friend says, "According to you, Mr. Fu didn't do anything last night, and you went after him? Impossible. Don't do that next time. You are a contract couple. If Mr. Fu leaves you, then Yao Yao says, "Don't say that." Then Yao Yao's friend says, "Here, a special night gift for you." Hearing this, Yao Yao laughs looking at the gift. In the next scene, Yu Ning drinks, and then Yuji says, "Yu Ning, stop." But Yu Ning says, "Leave my glass. Dad hates me. I got fired from the company. Everything is ruined." To this, Yuji says, "That's not true. Mom and Dad will feel bad seeing you like this." But Yu Ning says, "I am a stepdaughter. Mom and Dad hate me," and starts drinking. In the next scene, Yao Yao says, "Yuji has a message. He wants to meet." To this, Yao Yao's friend says, "I will come with you." But Yao Yao refuses and goes alone. Then Yuji puts Yao Yao in the car and says, "You are very brave. You came alone." Then Yao Yao says, "I am not that stupid." To this, Yuji says, "You are not worthy of the Wen family." Angrily, Yao Yao says, "You broke my marriage, kidnapped me. What else do you want?" Then Yuji says, "You deserve this." Yao Yao says, "What do you want?" Yuji says, "Don't worry, I won't kill you, I will just take you somewhere far away." Yao Yao shows a recorder and says, "But you can't win this time." Seeing this, Yuji angrily chokes Yao Yao, and then Mr. Fu comes and throws Yuji out of the car. To this, Yao Yao says to Mr. Fu, "Are you angry?" Mr. Fu says, "No, but you will stay away from Yuji. Let's go home now." In the next scene, Mr. Fu, while applying medicine to Yao Yao, says, "Don't do this next time. And I have some work tonight, so don't wait. Don't drink the soup Mom gave." Hearing this, Yao Yao blushes. At night, Yao Yao kisses Mr. Fu. To this, Mr. Fu says, "You should be punished for this." Then Yao Yao says, "I won't do it next time." Then Mr. Fu says, "If I came late today, Yuji would have killed you. Tell me, how should we teach Yuji a lesson?" But Yao Yao says, "I know you can teach him a lesson, but we won't do anything wrong." Then Mr. Fu says, "Okay, as you say." Then Yao Yao says, "One more thing. Will you break the marriage? Because I broke the rules." Hearing this, Mr. Fu laughs and says, "So you were thinking this?" Saying this, he kisses Yao Yao. But then he gets a call. Feng has disappeared. In the next scene, Feng's mom, Mrs. Wind, comes to Mr. Fu's house. Then the servant says to Yao Yao, "Mrs. Wind is very close to the Fu family. Mr. Fu has gone to find Feng. Mrs. Wind will stay here until then." To this, Yao Yao says, "Mrs. Wind, let me know if you need anything." But Mrs. Wind says, "No need. I have known the Fu family for 20 years. You don't need to worry." Then Mrs. Wind says to the servant, "Put my things in the room and keep all the things in the house as they are." The servant says, "Yes, ma'am," and leaves. In the next scene, Mr. Shen is looking at Yao Yao's photos and missing her. Then Shen's servant says, "Sir, Yuning has come to meet." But Mr. Shen says, "Tell her I am busy. Yuning cannot love anyone." Then Mr. Shen calls Yao Yao. "I want to meet you." To this, Yao Yao says, "What's your problem? If you call again, Mr. Fu won't leave you." But Mr. Shen says, "I'm not afraid of him. I want to meet once." Then Yao Yao says, "Shen, we can't be together. Stay away from my life." Hearing this, Shen becomes sad. In the next scene, Yuning says to Shen, "I know, Shen, you also love me." To this, Mr. Shen says, "Will you marry me?" Hearing this, Yuning happily says yes, and then Mr. Shen says, "Okay then." Meanwhile, Yao Yao hears the servant and Mrs. Wind talking outside the kitchen. The servant says, "I knew you would definitely come." To this, Mrs. Wind says, "Do you know Fu married Yao Yao because she looks like Feng?" The servant replies, "Yes, Mr. Fu married Yao Yao for this reason." And then both start laughing at Yao Yao. Outside, Yao Yao feels very bad hearing this. Then Yao Yao gets a call from her assistant. She quickly asks, "Did you find Feng? When will Mr. Fu come?" The assistant says, "Mr. Fu is in the hospital." And hearing this, Yao Yao is shocked. In the next scene, Yao Yao goes to meet Mr. Fu, but then Feng pushes her and goes to Mr. Fu. The doctor says, "You can take them home after 2 days." And then he asks Mrs. Fu to come along, so Feng starts going with the doctor. Yao Yao angrily says, "You are not Mrs. Fu." To this, Feng says sorry. Yao Yao replies, "It's okay, you go. I have to stay with Fu." Then she holds Mr. Fu's hand and asks, "How did all this happen?" Mr. Fu softly says, "I fell." Yao Yao asks, "Did all this happen because of Feng?" Mr. Fu replies, "Yes, but Feng herself was in trouble, and it was my mistake." Hearing this, Yao Yao kisses Mr. Fu and says, "You are mine. Don't get yourself into trouble next time." Mr. Fu smiles and says, "Wow, so much love. If I hadn't told you." Seeing this, Feng gets angry. She helps Mr. Fu to get up, but Mr. Fu removes Feng's hand and says, "Feng, you go home and rest." Yao Yao also says, "Yes, Feng, I am with Fu. You go, your mom is waiting." Mr. Fu says, "Auntie must be worried about you." Feng says, "Okay, as you wish. Mom has kept lunch tomorrow. Yao Yao, you must come." Yao Yao asks, "What is your plan after leaving here?" Feng replies, "I like art. My family didn't like it before, but I will start art, design, and painting again." In the next scene, Yao Yao and Mr. Fu meet Mrs. Wind and Fu's mom. Mr. Fu's mom says, "Feng, you stay here now." Feng says, "I didn't give anyone a gift after coming, so I have brought gifts for everyone." And then she gives gifts to everyone. After this, Feng asks Yao Yao to open the box, but then Yao Yao drops the gift and it breaks. Feng's mom angrily says, "You broke the gift given with so much love." Feng immediately says, "It's okay, Mom." Feng's mom says again, "It was such an expensive perfume." But then Mr. Fu's mom says, the box slipped from Yao Yao's hand, and our family can afford such an expensive perfume. Yao Yao says thoughtfully, but it wasn't my fault. The box was already broken. And then she shows the box and says, how clever Feng is. Feng quickly says, it's the shopkeeper's fault, not mine. Yao Yao says, let it be. I know you must have given it with a lot of love. In the next scene, Feng goes to Yao Yao in the kitchen and suddenly breaks a plate and says, sorry, it broke accidentally, just like your gift broke. Yao Yao, looking at her, says, you should rest inside. And then both start picking up the plate. Then, seeing Feng's necklace, Yao Yao remembers Mr. Fu's gift, which he wanted to give to his childhood love. In the next scene, Yao Yao gets ready and says to Mr. Fu, I was thinking, I will drink the 1-liter soup made by Mom. Mr. Fu says, what do you mean? Yao Yao says, I mean, why don't we gift Mom a baby? Mr. Fu says in shock, really? I thought you weren't ready yet. Yao Yao says, but now I am ready. And then she starts kissing Mr. Fu. But then Mr. Fu says, no, not today. Yao Yao asks in surprise, why? What's today? Mr. Fu softly says, you are injured. Yao Yao says, what difference does the injury make? And then starts kissing Mr. Fu. In the next scene, Feng is thinking about bringing Mr. Fu back into her life. Then Fu's mom says to Mrs. Wind, how many years have you managed this house? To this, Mrs. Wind says, 25 years. After this, Fu's mom says, you have given many years to our family. Now you retire. But Mrs. Wind refuses, and Fu's mom says, enjoy with your daughter. Then Mrs. Wind says, but I am very attached to the house. After this, Fu's mom asks Mrs. Wind to leave, and then Feng says, don't worry, I have a plan, Mom. In the next scene, Yao Yao says on a call to her friend, I have planned dinner today. Mr. Fu will be surprised. And then Yao Yao sees Feng with a boy. Then Yao Yao thinks, is this boy Mr. Fu? That's why Mr. Fu comes home late. After this, Yao Yao calls Mr. Fu and asks, where are you? To which Mr. Fu says, in the office. So Yao Yao says, really? And Mr. Fu says, absolutely true. Along with this, he sends a photo with his assistant. In the next scene, Yao Yao gets sad while waiting for Mr. Fu at night. Then Mr. Fu arrives, and on the phone says to someone, Yao Yao has gone to sleep angrily. We will talk tomorrow. In the next scene, Mr. Fu is making breakfast, but Yao Yao is angry. So Yao Yao bites Mr. Fu. To this, Mr. Fu says, bite all you want, but calm down. Yao Yao says, you are very bad. So Mr. Fu says, I won't do it again. But Yao Yao says, no need. Our contract is about to end. To this, Mr. Fu says, but I want to stay with you for a lifetime. So Yao Yao says, really? So you were in the office at night? Mr. Fu says, yes, ask the assistant. But Yao Yao says, leave it. Tell me, did you see Feng? Mr. Fu says, no. So Yao Yao asks, so you two weren't together? Mr. Fu says, no. Did you see me? Okay, the matter is over. Yao Yao angrily says, don't show attitude. So Mr. Fu says, sorry, we won't talk about this. Then Yao Yao asks, if your childhood love returns and we both drown, who will you save? To this, Mr. Fu says, only you. So Yao Yao says, good. After this, Mr. Fu says, Shen and Yu Ning's wedding is there. We are invited. Yao Yao says, then we will definitely go. In the next scene, a boy says hello to Yao Yao at the wedding. So Yao Yao says, who are you? To this, the boy says, we were neighbors in the village. Your grandma promised to get us married. But Yao Yao says, Grandma never said that. There's a wedding in the house. Otherwise, I would throw you out. To this, the boy says, such a wedding happened before, too. Then Yu Ning and Shen arrive. Then Yao Yao asks, Yu Ning, why did you call this boy? So Yu Ning says, it was necessary to call your former fiancé. Then that boy moves forward to hug Yao Yao. And then Mr. Fu says, if you are the fiancé, then I am the husband. To this, the boy says, forgot me as soon as she found a rich boy. Mr. Fu says, you probably don't know the Fu group. The boy gets scared hearing the name and leaves. After this, Yu Ning also thinks, who is Mr. Fu really? After this, Yao Yao says, I am leaving. I will go crazy here. Then outside the washroom, Mr. Shen grabs Yao Yao's hand. So Yao Yao says, you have a wedding today. Mr. Shen says, but I will still run away today. To this, Yao Yao says, what kind of drama is this? You have no right to ruin anyone's life. But Mr. Shen says, I know you love me. Wasn't that necklace made in my memory? To this, Yao Yao says, absolutely not. It was inspired by my first love, who is not you. So Mr. Shen says, so wasn't I the first love? But Yao Yao denies. Then Mr. Shen says, suddenly, how can you love Fu? Yao Yao says, you can never take his place. Hearing this, Shen angrily says, let's get married, and then grabs Yao Yao's hand. Then Yao Yao's dad comes and says, what are you doing with him? To this, Yao Yao says, Dad, don't you still see Shen's mistake? So Yao Yao's dad asks Shen. To this, Mr. Shen says, Yao Yao is asking me to run away from the wedding. Hearing this, Yao Yao says in shock, I won't say anything today, and leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao gives best wishes to Yu Ning on stage. After this, the guests say, this is the girl whose wedding was going to be with Shen. So Yao Yao says, these two are a perfect couple. One is a best daughter, and the other is my ex. But Yao Yao's dad stops her. So Yao Yao says, okay, Dad, but listen to this too, and plays Shen's recording in which he says to run away from the wedding. To this, Shen's mom says, this is all fake. Then people start gossiping. So Yao Yao says, I will also play Yu Ning's conversation. And in the recording, Yu Ning says, Dad loves me. Both families are mine. You go away. To this, Yu Ning angrily drops the mic. After this, Yao Yao says, I have a backup. So Yu Ning says to Mr. Shen, you cheated on me. To this, Mr. Shen says, you only have hatred inside. So Yu Ning says, you pretended to get married. Mr. Shen says, yes, and I don't love you, and leaves Yu Ning. After this, Yu Ning's mom says, stay away, Yu Ning. You have done very wrong with Yao Yao. So Yu Ning asks her dad to help, but dad slaps her and asks the guests to leave. And then Yu Ning starts crying. In the next scene, Mr. Fu sits Yao Yao on the bed and asks, why did Shen come? So Yao Yao says, are you angry? To this, Mr. Fu says, if your dad hadn't come, Shen could have killed you. But Yao Yao says, nothing like that would have happened. Mr. Fu says, I don't want anyone to come near you. But Yao Yao says, I taught everyone a lesson alone today. To this, Mr. Fu says, yes, you are very smart. So Yao Yao says, are you still angry? Therefore, Mr. Fu says, no, I am happy that we are both together. So Yao Yao smiling says, I also want to stay with you for a lifetime. And then both kiss. In the next scene, Mr. Fu and Yao Yao are watching the news of Yu Ning and Shen's marriage breaking up. Then Feng gives Yao Yao an exhibition invitation and says, you both must come tomorrow. But Mr. Fu says, I am not free tomorrow. So Feng asks Yao Yao to come. To this, Mr. Fu says, I will come by evening. We will enjoy together. So Feng says, that's a good plan. Yao Yao will also help me. And Feng starts leaving. Then Mr. Fu asks, Feng, did we meet somewhere outside? To this, Feng says, no way. Now I'm going. I have to prepare for tomorrow. You guys come on time. To this, Yao Yao says yes. In the next scene, Yu Ning's dad stops her from drinking. To this, Yu Ning says, Dad, I am sorry, but please help me get married to Shen. But Yu Ning's dad says, the Shen family is not worthy of us. You forget Shen. So Yu Ning says, don't say that, Dad. To this, Yu Ning's dad says, to stay in the Wen family, you will have to marry a civil affair officer. Yu Ning says, never. He is 50 years old. Yu Ning's dad says, this is my final decision. So Yu Ning says, it's better you kill me, Dad. After this, Yu Ning's dad tells her to be ready for the marriage and leaves. And then Yu Ning blames Yao Yao for all this and thinks of taking revenge. In the next scene, Yao Yao feels unwell at the exhibition. After this, Feng welcomes Yao Yao and Yao Yao's friend. So Yao Yao says, all the paintings are very beautiful. To this, Feng says, these paintings have a story that a rich boy marries the wrong girl, but in the end, he goes to his childhood love. To this, Yu Ning's friend laughs and says, is that boy Mr. Fu, and is your first love you? So Feng says, if Yao Yao wasn't your friend, I would have thrown you out. After this, Feng and Yao Yao's friends start arguing, and Yao Yao says, sorry, Feng, my friend talks a little too much. The friend says, yes, but looking at the painting, it seems like the boy loves this girl, not anyone else. So Feng says, think whatever you want to think. And then Yao Yao starts leaving with her friend. Then a man comes forward with a knife and stabs Yao Yao's friend. Yao Yao says, he wanted to kill me. Why did you come forward? So the friend says, because we are best friends. After this, Yao Yao asks the boy standing there to take her to the hospital. In the next scene, in the hospital, the boy says to Yao Yao, don't worry, your friend will be fine. But Yao Yao says, why didn't you save her? The boy says, what could I do? That girl herself came forward. Then Mr. Fu comes and hugs Yao Yao. Yao Yao says, Fu, my friend will die because of me. So Mr. Fu says, she will be fine. I will call the best doctors. Then Feng says, It's good. Yao Yao is safe. And then Yao Yao slaps Feng and says, "Wasn't there any security at your exhibition?" To this, Feng says, "Do you think I did all this? How can you even think like that?" So the boy says, "Only those people who had invitations were in the exhibition. Someone planned everything beforehand." Mr. Fu asks the boy, "Who are you?" So the boy says, "My name is Chung." Mr. Fu says, "This is our personal matter. Stay away." Chung stops Mr. Fu and says, "You cannot protect your people." Mr. Fu says, "Do you even know who I am?" So Chung says, "Mr. Fu, the CEO of Fu Group, who is hiding his identity. It would be better if you stay away from me." Hearing this, Mr. Fu angrily grabs his collar and leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao spills tea. Mr. Fu says, "Don't overthink. Your friend is okay." Yao Yao says, "Feng did this." Mr. Fu says, "Why would Feng have a problem with your friend?" Yao Yao says, "She wanted me dead." Mr. Fu says, "But we don't have proof." Yao Yao gets angry hearing this. Mr. Fu says, "We can't accuse Feng." Yao Yao says, "Don't you trust me?" Fu says, "Of course." And Yao Yao requests, "Fu, please get my friend justice." Mr. Fu says, "I am always with you." Mrs. Wen, overhearing their conversation, tells Feng, "Yao Yao is telling Fu you orchestrated the murder." Feng says, Fu won't listen to her. And Feng and Mrs. Wen mix something in the water and give it to Yao Yao, saying, "This is for you." Yao Yao says, "I know you mixed something in the water." In the next scene, Mr. Fu's mom says to Feng, "Do you want to kill Yao Yao?" Feng says, "I didn't mix anything." Mr. Fu tells the servant to take the water to the lab. Yao Yao says, "Send samples to different labs." Feng's mom says, "Don't you trust us?" Mr. Fu's mom says, "Of course, but why would Yao Yao lie?" Feng's mom says, "You are insulting us. We haven't done anything wrong to this family." Yao Yao says, "The lab results will tell." Yao Yao gets a call that there was nothing in the water. Yao Yao is shocked. Feng says, "Auntie, will you still trust Yao Yao?" Feng's mom, picking Feng up, says, "Are there any more tests to be done?" Yao Yao says, "No need." And thinking for a moment, says, "I don't know why the test results are wrong, but I know your intentions." Feng's mom says, "Your intention was to marry Mr. Fu." Mr. Fu says, "Auntie, don't forget that Yao Yao is my wife." Just then, Feng angrily says, "I'm the wronged one because I'm pregnant." In the next scene, Yao Yao asks Mr. Fu, "Why did Feng hide her pregnancy?" Mr. Fu says, "I don't know, but if you're thinking the child is mine, it's not. Understand?" Yao Yao says, "Right now, it's important to find out who planned to kill me." In the kitchen, Feng says to her mom, "I'll tell everyone that the baby is Mr. Fu's." Feng's mom says, "But whose child is it?" Feng says, "My ex-boyfriend's." Feng's mom gets angry. Feng says, "This is the best plan. I won't let Yao Yao and Fu stay together." In the next scene, Yao Yao goes to the hospital to visit her friend. Just then, Chung arrives and says, "What will you do now?" Yao Yao says, "Why are you here?" Chung says, "I saved you and you didn't even say thank you." Yao Yao says, "What do you want?" Chung says, "Allah, I'll tell you later. First, look at this." And showing Yao Yao her photo, he says, "This photo was with the killer." Yao Yao says, "Then why did he kill my friend?" Chung says, "Because she was wearing your bracelet, and only Fu knew about the bracelet." Yao Yao says, "How do you know all this?" Chung says, "Because I was noticing you, but you never noticed me." Yao Yao says she'll talk later and leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao says to Feng, "What are you doing here?" Feng says, "Why do you want to get rid of me?" Yao Yao says, "Did you like Fu before the marriage?" Feng says, "Yes." Yao Yao says, "So you wanted to become his wife by killing me, right?" Feng says, "That's not true at all. I wish you find out the truth soon." Just then, seeing Mr. Fu and his mom, Feng pretends to fall. At the hospital, Feng's mom says, "Yao Yao pushed Feng." Mr. Fu's mom says, "Whatever happened, it's sad, but wait for Feng to wake up." Feng's mom says, "I won't leave Yao Yao." Just then, the police arrive and ask, "Who filed the complaint?" Feng's mom says, "Yao Yao pushed my daughter." The police ask for details. Feng's mom says, "Yao Yao pushed Feng down the stairs and killed the unborn baby." The police ask for proof. Feng's mom says, "Mr. Fu and his mom saw everything." Mr. Fu says, "She was already fallen when we arrived." Fu's mom says the same thing. Feng's mom angrily curses the Fu family. The police say, "We can't do anything without proof," and leave. Just then, Feng wakes up and asks, "Mom, is the baby okay?" and says to Yao Yao, "Are you happy now that you killed my baby?" Yao Yao says, "Stop the drama," and leaves. Mr. Fu says, Both of you leave before we find any proof. Outside, Yao Yao feels dizzy and falls. In the next scene, Yao Yao regains consciousness, and the nurse says, "You shouldn't stress. It will affect the baby's health." Yao Yao says, "Am I pregnant?" The nurse says yes. Yao Yao decides not to tell Mr. Fu about the baby. Just then, Mr. Shen arrives and asks, "How are you?" Yao Yao says, "Stay away from me, Shen." Mr. Shen says, "Fu must have planned to kill you." Yao Yao says, "What are you trying to say?" Mr. Shen says that Fu loved Feng. When she left, he married you. Yao Yao tells Shen to stay away. Shen says, "Leave Fu. Let's get married." Just then, Mr. Fu arrives and hits Shen. Then Yao Yao says, "Both of you, stop fighting." Mr. Fu tells Yao Yao to go home. Shen tries to stop Yao Yao, so Yao Yao says, "If you show up again, it will be very bad." And Yao Yao leaves with Mr. Fu. In the next scene, Mr. Fu says to Yao Yao, "I know you want to talk to me." Yao Yao says, "Has Feng been arrested?" Mr. Fu says, "Not yet." Yao Yao says, "But I didn't push her." Mr. Fu says, "But she took your name." Yao Yao says, "You don't trust me." And removing Mr. Fu's hand, she says, "You said you would support me." Mr. Fu says, "Give me some time." Yao Yao says, "It would be better if we got a divorce." Mr. Fu says, "I won't give you a divorce. Eat this food." Yao Yao refuses to eat, so Mr. Fu kisses her and says, "If you don't eat, I'll kiss you like this." Yao Yao eats the food and says, "You're very bad." Mr. Fu says, "But I love you." Yao Yao says, "You married me without love." Mr. Fu says, "I will prove that I have always loved you." And Mr. Fu leaves. In the next scene, Feng meets Yu Ning and says, "We missed a chance to kill Yao Yao." Yu Ning says, "You're very smart." Feng says, "If Yao Yao thinks Fu is cheating on her, they will separate." Yu Ning says, "How will that happen?" Feng says, "You just think about killing Yao Yao." In the next scene, Yao Yao and Fu are watching the news that Shen's company suffered a huge loss. Yao Yao says, "Fu, you did all this, right?" Mr. Fu says, "He hurt you." Yao Yao gets angry, so Mr. Fu says, "I want to protect you." Yao Yao says, "No need." Mr. Fu says, "I don't want Shen to bother you again." And Yao Yao leaves. And Mr. Fu makes some plans for Yao Yao on the phone. In the next scene, Yao Yao is in the car, and Feng says on the phone, "Did you see the news about Shen's company?" Yao Yao says, "Did you call to ask this?" Feng says, "I need to meet you. Come to the coffee shop quickly. You're on that route, right?" Yao Yao says, "Yes, how do you know?" Feng says, "I know everything," and disconnects the call. Yao Yao tells the driver to go, but the man runs after Yao Yao to kill her. Yao Yao says, "Who sent you?" The man says, "What does it matter? You're about to die." Just then, Chung stops the man and saves Yao Yao. Yao Yao is shocked to see him. Chung says, "If I hadn't come today, you could have died." Yao Yao ties a handkerchief on Chung's hand. Chung asks, "Who sent this man?" Yao Yao says, "Only Feng knew my location." At the coffee shop, Feng is shocked to see Yao Yao. Yao Yao says, "What did you think I wouldn't come? Don't worry, I'm alive." Feng says, "Who tried to kill you?" Yao Yao says, "Stop the drama. You sent that man." When Feng denies it, Yao Yao says, "You've always betrayed me." Feng says, "I saved you from the drunk man the first time." Yao Yao says, "That was all planned." Feng denies it, and Yao Yao says, "You also blamed me for your fall." Feng says, "No one will believe you." Yao Yao says, "I haven't done anything wrong to you. Get out of my life." Feng says, "Everyone will support me." Yao Yao says, "When you fell, there was powder on my hand, and the truth has come out in the fingerprint report." Feng is shocked. Yao Yao says, "Now the police will take you." Feng says, "See, Fu will save me. Fu never told you the truth." Yao Yao says, "Fu never lies to me." Feng says, "Then let me tell you the truth." Feng tells Yao Yao to go to the office. In the office, the assistant and Mr. Fu are talking. Then, seeing Feng and Yao Yao, they are shocked. Feng says, "Fu, tell her that you are President Fu." Yao Yao says, "Why didn't you tell me this truth?" Feng says, "Maybe Fu wanted to surprise you." Yao Yao says, "I don't trust you." Feng asks the office girl for Fu's name. The office girl says, "President Fu." Mr. Fu apologizes to Yao Yao, but Yao Yao leaves angrily. In the next scene, Feng stops Yao Yao and says, "Now I know Fu only loves me. You can't ruin anything for me." As Yao Yao raises a knife, Feng says, "Don't even think about killing me." Yao Yao says, "You are killing me," and puts the knife on her own neck. Just then, Mr. Fu sees them both. At the hospital, Mr. Fu says to the assistant, "I didn't think Feng had so much hatred in her heart." The assistant says, "You were late in telling the truth." Just then, Chung angrily says to Mr. Fu, "You protected Yao Yao like this?" Mr. Fu says, "What's it to you?" Chung says, "I know her better than you, but you always lied to her." Mr. Fu asks again, "Who are you?" Chung wants to tell him. Just then, Yao Yao's mom arrives and says, "Chung, you here?" In the next scene, the doctor says, "The injury wasn't severe, but it may take time for Yao Yao to regain consciousness." Chung starts to leave after hearing this, but Yao Yao's mom stops him and asks, "Why did you come here?" Chung says, "You don't care about Yao Yao." Yao Yao's mom sees Chung's injury, but Chung says, "No need. You always kept us away from you. What kind of mother are you?" And Chung leaves, leaving Yao Yao's mother behind. In the next scene, Feng says to Mr. Fu, "I didn't kill Yao Yao." Mr. Fu says, "I know the truth. I didn't think you, being my friend, would do this." Feng says, "Why do you think my mom was in that house for so many years? Don't forget, my dad saved your dad. I also have a right to the Fu company." Mr. Fu says, "I always considered you a friend, but you tried to have my wife killed." Feng says, "You won't arrest me." Mr. Fu says, "You hurt my wife. I can't forgive you." And Feng screams for help, but Mr. Fu leaves her and walks away. In the next scene at the hospital, Mr. Fu asks Yao Yao about her mom, but Yao Yao doesn't answer and starts drinking water. Mr. Fu offers to help, but Yao Yao refuses. Mr. Fu says, "You can give me whatever punishment you want. I only hid my work from you. Everything else was true." Yao Yao says, "I want a divorce. I will also give you the contract money." Mr. Fu says, "Do you really want to separate?" Yao Yao says, "Yes." Mr. Fu says, "I always truly loved you." Then Yao Yao says, "You only betrayed me, lied to me." Mr. Fu tries to persuade her, but Yao Yao insists on a divorce. Mr. Fu says, "Okay, then can you give 1 billion?" Yao Yao refuses, and Mr. Fu says, "Give me another chance, please." Just then, Mr. Fu's mom says, "Yao Yao, you will be discharged today. I just found out you're pregnant. Fu, don't upset her now." And she asks Yao Yao, "If Fu had told you the truth earlier, would you have stayed with him then?" Yao Yao says, "No." Fu's mom says, "Fu loves you. That's why he hid the company and money matters from you." Yao Yao says, "But why such a sudden marriage?" Fu's mom says, "Everything will come out with time. Give your relationship another chance." Saying this, she leaves. Yao Yao remembers Mr. Fu's words. Just then, someone comes in for dressing, and seeing Mr. Fu, Yao Yao says, "What are you doing here?" Mr. Fu says, "I can't leave you alone now." Yao Yao calls for the nurse. Then Mr. Fu says, "No one will come." Yao Yao says, "How shameless are you?" Mr. Fu says, "Stop talking and get your medicine quickly." And after applying the medicine to Yao Yao, Mr. Fu says, "Besides my work, I didn't hide any truth, and I won't give you a divorce either." And he leaves. In the next scene, Yao Yao's dad says to Yao Yao's mom, "Why did you go to meet Yao Yao? We should think about saving Yuzi." Yao Yao's mom says, "Yuzi is in jail because of his bad deeds." Yao Yao's dad says, "There's a difference between Yuzi and Yao Yao." Yao Yao's mom says, "She is my daughter." Yao Yao's dad says, "If I hadn't married you, Yao Yao wouldn't be the daughter of this house." Yao Yao's mom says, "I left my children, my family, everything for you, so that you could get my dad's company." Yao Yao's dad says, "I loved you too." Yao Yao's mom says, "You never loved me nor my children." Yao Yao's dad says, "If you want to meet Yao Yao, you can. But forgive Yuzi too, he is our son." Just then, Yuning says, "Dad, Mr. Fu is President Fu. No one can save Yuzi from him. It would be good if we ask Yao Yao for help." And Yuning leaves with her mom. On the stairs, Yuning tries to kill her mom, but Yuning slips and dies. In the next scene, Mr. Fu says, "Your mom wanted to meet you." Yao Yao says, "She doesn't love me. They are all waiting for me to die." Just then, Yao Yao's dad arrives and says, "Yao Yao, forgive my son Yuzi." Yao Yao refuses. Yao Yao's dad says, "I will transfer the company shares to your name. Save your brother." Yao Yao says, "Okay, I'll think about it, but Dad, did you ever consider me your daughter?" Yao Yao's dad says, "No," and leaves. Yao Yao tells Mr. Fu to go outside. Outside, Chung pushes Yao Yao's dad and says, "How dare you go near Yao Yao?" Mr. Fu says, "Will someone tell me who Chung really is?" Yao Yao's mom says, "He is my son and Yao Yao's brother." Yao Yao's dad insults Chung's real dad, and Chung shouts angrily. Mr. Fu says, "Chung, tell Yao Yao the whole truth." Chung agrees and goes to Yao Yao. In the next scene, Chung helps Yao Yao with her clothes. Yao Yao says, "Why do you keep coming back?" Chung says, "Don't you think we look alike?" Yao Yao says, "No." and Chung shows her proof that he is her brother. Yao Yao says, I knew you would come, but like always, your entry was very stupid. Chung asks, where will we go now? Mr. Fu says, with me. In the next scene, Yao Yao asks, when will you give me a divorce? Mr. Fu says, never, and you rest now. Saying this, Mr. Fu leaves. Yao Yao thinks about giving Mr. Fu another chance. In the next scene, Yao Yao is 9 months pregnant and goes to lunch with Mr. Fu. Just then, Mr. Fu goes near Yao Yao. Yao Yao also leans forward to kiss him, and Mr. Fu says, I was getting my phone, and Mr. Fu leaves laughing. 1 year later, Feng's mom comes to burn down the Fu family's house for revenge. On the other hand, Mr. Fu is in the office. The assistant talks on the phone and tells Mr. Fu, the house is on fire. Madam and your son have been taken to the hospital. At the hospital, Mr. Fu says to Yao Yao, nothing will happen to our child. Yao Yao says, I know his condition is serious. Mr. Fu says, no, it won't be like that. Yao Yao says, there's no point in staying together now. Our son was the only reason we stayed together. Please leave me alone and all this. In the next scene, Chung comes to Mr. Fu and says, Yao Yao loves you, don't leave her. Just then the doctor says, the child's condition is critical. Chung holds Mr. Fu's hand and says, be courageous. Yao Yao gets scared in her sleep and insists on going to her son. Mr. Fu stops her and says, we can't go. Yao Yao starts crying, and Mr. Fu makes her sign the papers and says, now you take care of yourself. And they both hug. Then a scene from 3 years later is shown, where Yao Yao gives an interview after a dance performance, and then her friend and a child come to meet her. Yao Yao's friend says, your performance was the best. And the child says, Mom, I missed you so much. Yao Yao says, I'm not your mom. Yao Yao's friend laughs, and Yao Yao says, is this child lost? The child says, Mom, don't you remember me? Yao Yao's friend says, this is my friend's baby. Let's all have lunch. At the table, Yao Yao says, don't give the child spicy food. Then the child insists on going to his mom. Chung says to Yao Yao's friend, whose child is this? Yao Yao's friend says, this is Yao Yao and Mr. Fu's son. The child calls Yao Yao mom again. Yao Yao says, why do you keep calling me mom? The child says, my dad said the most beautiful lady would be my mom. Yao Yao's friend says, look, the child's dad has arrived. And at the door, Mr. Fu says, I've come to pick up my son. And the child runs to Mr. Fu. Mr. Fu says, you guys enjoy your lunch, and leaves. Yao Yao asks, whose child was that with Fu? Yao Yao's friend says, it's your son. Yao Yao laughs. Yao Yao's friend says, he was treated for 3 years. Mr. Fu told me everything just a while ago. Mr. Fu didn't want you to get depressed seeing his condition. Yao Yao's mom and Chung say, Fu only lied to save both of you. Then Yao Yao meets Mr. Fu at home, and the child goes to Yao Yao. Mr. Fu says, he waited for you a lot. Yao Yao says, this house had burned down, right? Mr. Fu says, I had the house restored to its original state for you. And Yao Yao asks, is this really my son? The child says, Mom, I missed you so much. Yao Yao says, sorry, it's all my fault, but you stay with your dad. The child says, Dad doesn't play with me. I want to stay with you. And Yao Yao tells the child to go to the bedroom. Just then, Mr. Fu stops Yao Yao and kisses her, and Yao Yao pushes him away. Mr. Fu says, I thought only about you every day for 3 years. Yao Yao says, our marriage was just a contract. Mr. Fu says, no, you're not going anywhere. Yao Yao says, I don't want to stay together, and you can keep our child too. And she leaves. In the next scene, Chung and Yao Yao's friend are talking when Yao Yao calls her friend. So the friend says, you should have been with Mr. Fu by now. Yao Yao says, no, we can never be together again, and hangs up the phone. Chung says, I know Yao Yao will never be able to love anyone else. The friend says, I know how to convince her. In the next scene, Yao Yao's friend gets Yao Yao ready in a wedding dress. Yao Yao says, whose wedding is it? Yao Yao's friend says, we're looking for a husband for you. There are many handsome boys downstairs for you. Choose a partner for yourself. Yao Yao is shocked. Yao Yao's friend says, now you can't stay single for life. And then I also have to marry your brother Cheng. And he won't marry until you're single. Please come on. And Yao Yao thinks for a moment and says to herself, sorry, but I'd rather run away again. And she runs away in her wedding dress to her child and says, what are you doing here? Where is your dad? The child says, Dad is angry because I took your bracelet. Yao Yao says, this is not mine. The child says, Dad said he wanted to give this to you in childhood, but you left. He's loved you since childhood. Yao Yao says, let's both go to your dad. As Yao Yao stands up, she bumps into Mr. Fu and he says, "Here I am." Yao Yao says, "You bumped into me again today." Mr. Fu says, "So what will be my punishment for this?" Yao Yao says, "You'll have to find and bring my husband." The child says to both of them, "Mom, Dad, don't ever separate again." Yao Yao says never and hugs Mr. Fu laughing. Mr. Fu says, "You are my first and last love." And with this, the drama has a happy ending.